Hello and welcome to Boatrek Live 18. It's very late in the night where I am, and I'm going to talk about Lower Decks. Now, Star Trek Lower Decks is a series that is debuting on August 6th of this year, and it's the first animated series since TAS, the animated series, based on the original series that was released in 1973. Here's the thing about the first trailer for Lower Decks. Very silly, very goofy. I know some people thought it was funny and they like that kind of humor in Trek. I don't mind it myself. I didn't really laugh. Personally, it takes a lot to make me laugh. Uh, so I didn't hate the trailer. I really do like the look of the show. And Starfleet Boy is here. Do you want to join me? Uh, I can send you a link. But yeah, mixed feelings certainly all over the place for Lower Decks. But, a lot of people are enthusiastic for it, and I'm hoping it's going to be a very fun show to watch. And Starfleet Boy wants to join. I'm going to send him an invite. All right. Just give me a second. I'm sending you an invite on Twitter. Hold on. God, I'm like really tired, and I've had a few beer, man. I was like gonna go to bed, and I'm like, no, I want to talk about Lower Decks. I'm gonna send Starfleet Boy the link, and hopefully he can join. All right, so yeah, I don't have a camera right now because I don't look that good right now, so I'm very tired. I have bags under my eyes. Yeah, so anyway, uh, basically the show is about the Lower Decks crew. You have Ensign Boimler, who is friends with Ensign Mariner, and they're the two main characters, although there are two other characters, Tendi and Rutherford. Rutherford is an aspiring engineer, and Tendi is the new crew member who is excited about being in Starfleet, and she's a Starfleet fangirl and all that stuff. So I'm interested in Starfleet Boys here. Yeah, how's it going?
It's a blast shield. It's a blast shield. I love your topic. I had to start. I was going to bed and then I was like, "Oh, PJ's live. I got to listen." And now I'm here.
Yeah, I
PJ,
wasn't
can
sure what
can
I'm.
you hear?
Yeah. I can. Is there any echo? Because I
No,
don't have
not for me.
headphones on.
No. Wow.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, what are you up to?
I was watching Greyhound with my mom, and then she wanted to watch Knives Out, but we couldn't finish because she was too tired.
Knives Out is really good.
I loved it so far. It looked really good. I don't know if my lighting's really any good. Hold on. How about now? Oh no, that's like whoa. This is like ET.
Is this the first time you've been on this channel?
Is it? Are you pulling a me on you? I feel like I've been on your channel before.
You're on Boatrek After Dark right now.
Yeah, this is Boatrek After Dark. It's true. All right. Oh, and I'm not wearing. I'm not totally on brand. I'm wearing a NASA shirt. It's kind of on brand. They're the current Starfleet, right?
Mm. Yeah. So,
so,
do you know
y-
about the we talked about the trailer being taken down, right?
No, I saw
Taken
something about
down,
that though.
disabled the
Yeah, what's
comments.
the deal with that?
Yeah, it got so many. It got like 4,000 downvotes versus like 3,000
What?
upvotes, and it was just flooded with negative comments,
Why
like
am I not
flooded.
seeing that in like real life? Everyone I talk to in real life like is like really excited at it. Like not on Twitter or the internet.
Well, see, the thing is, I found out later that two YouTubers did a 5 hour or something live stream, and they kept checking
Ooh.
the, the comments and dislikes on the video in real time. And the more people that were watching their live stream, which was a lot of people,
Oh, and they're like, go and do this or
going,
whatever.
and they weren't encouraging them to do it. They were just doing it anyway. And they found that hilarious. But you know what? It's there was some other YouTube video that was taken down recently. It's a Burger King commercial with some kid talking about farts, cow farts. And,
I haven't seen. What is that?
yeah.
Wait, what? How do we get from lower
Look that
decks?
up. But the thing is, there was so much backlash against this kid singing in the commercial, and you know, talking about climate change and stuff that they took it down.
Oh.
Yeah, they so like
Wait,
there's a
but the
lot of
lower decks trailer is still available in the US, right?
yeah, and in Canada they put it up, and it's same thing kind of happened, but to a lesser extent. So nowadays you can't really judge uh, something by downvotes. You know what I mean? Like you can't really look at something and say, "Oh," you have to kind of like look at it yourself because a lot of people will look at a video with a lot of downvotes and say, "Well, I'm gonna jump on the downvote bandwagon automatically, not really pay attention." Now, people do legitimately not like it. I get that, but some people just
Yeah, I do. I my friend, the Doctor Humber. I don't think he liked it. He commented on the stream we did on my channel that it was like crap. Like he hated it. And I was like genuinely surprised because like I really love it. So, I don't know. I guess I expected like a friend of mine to really love it too. So I was a little shocked about that. But hey, I don't know. Like, it's like I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that's like every single Star Trek that comes out since the original series, like people are like, this sucks. It's not Star Trek. It's like a ritual now. It's like almost like part of the Star Trek experience, right? I even participated in that. Like I was like, Enterprise, what the hell is this shit? You know, like I feel like Star Trek fans have something in common, which is they tend to like be skeptical of the next Star Trek. I don't know.
yeah, I totally understand why a lot of people would look at this trailer and say no. Like no, 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 no. Because like I just watched the animated series. And if you're coming off of that, which is a very well written show that doesn't talk down to its audience in any way, it's like it doesn't insult anyone's intelligence. It actually is like thought provoking and imaginative and visually, even though the animation is crude, uh, it's the art that goes into that show is like beautiful. And Lower Decks really looks really good, but it's missing that kind of I don't know.
Oh, I want
That
to show something off. I agree with you to an extent. I have an argument on this, but like I just want to show you this cool hat
oh, that's
that I
cool.
got. Wait, do you want to see something even cooler? Hold on, watch this. All right. Do you see what it says?
Mm, Starfleet Boy, yeah.
All right, I'll flip it back. Starfleet Boy is not wearing his hair right now, or I might be from the future when I shave my hair. I don't know. But I think Lower Decks is meant to be a whole new Star Trek. I think like what's troubling a lot of people, but I don't seem too troubled by it personally. But I think what's troubling a lot of people is that like there was like this really kind of noble idea of what, and I see it now that I'm watching the original series, like especially in, we talked, I wish you were on today's stream. I'm so sorry I was such a bad um coordinator on that, but I'm glad you were on Starfleet Boy After Dark because that was hella fun. But
No,
PJ,
that's fine. I wouldn't have made it anyway, but I watched it sporadically.
you came on, yeah, it was cool. You were in the comments, but I think like especially after watching the original series and seeing how like we talked about agendas last night, and how like TOS kind of like the original series, like the vibe I get is that like it was groundbreaking and it was like really like pushing the envelope and things like that. And now Star Trek's kind of like not meeting that expectation for a lot of people, and I'm surprised by it a little bit, but I'm also like not surprised by it because like Lower Decks is clearly not like meant to be what you were talking about earlier, like a serious drama, and it's a first for Trek. We've never had a Star Trek show that was purely done as a parody type comedy. Like this is the first because Star Trek is actually parodying itself with the show in a really big way. Like it's fully 100% that, but it's gonna have connectivity to Star Trek, and I think that's like that's I think that like based on what I've seen of Mike McMahon, that he and his team are gonna pull it off. So I agree with your earlier statements where you were like the trailer didn't portray or didn't reveal the heart of the show, and I think that's there. I have like a really good feeling that that's there.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
I I'm just going off your hope, man. Come on, you got to keep your the hope on that.
Um, yeah, I want to see character arcs. I mean, here's the thing about animation. Uh, Clearly from the trailer, Boimler, poor Boimler, he's always like getting like kind of like climbed on or thrown around or eaten by some like water creature or something like that.
Yeah,
And
he's like Charlie Brown, someone said, and I agree with that. He's kind of like that kind of an archetype.
there's going to be like these cartoon physics that
Of course.
I can just see people complaining about right now. Is like, well, realistically, he would have broken a. You know what I mean? It's like he would have had a bruise after that fight. You know,
Why
it,
is why
it's
is
gonna.
it like such a why is it such a big deal that Star Trek has to be, I don't know, it's a really good I don't know. Has to be like serious. Like why can't a
That's the thing.
comedy.
It's not. I don't think this is going to be serious in a way that a lot of people want it to be. Like I don't want to bring in. I don't want to talk about really Family Guy or that kind of humor, but the blast shield kind of scene there with the
Blast
blast shield.
shield, the blast shield. See, we're all singing it. It works.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
blast shield, it's a blast shield, and it goes down, it goes up. Blast shield. Something like
It's
that. I don't
it's
remember
lower decks
exactly.
version of bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. It's
Everybody knows about the bird.
that was annoying as hell in Family Guy at the time.
Which is referenced in ET. That like song is so famous.
Yeah, but it was something that was so annoying, and then everybody it became iconic because of that. I don't think the blast shield thing is going to be iconic, but
I
it is.
mean, I
It is
sang it
not
today
funny.
like
It is
five
not
or six
funny.
times. I found it funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. It's good that
You're
some
like,
people
that's
find
good.
it funny.
That's good. You're stupid, Starfleet Boy, so it makes sense.
No, no, no. I mean, people are going to find this show hilarious, and a lot of people just will not.
PJ, do you have time to go? Do you have time to go get a drink? Do you mind if I hop off for a sec? I'm not gonna like leave, but like if I mute my
Yeah,
video
go
for a
ahead.
second. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be able to hear you though, so if you want to keep
Okay.
waxing on that.
Yeah. So, just to let you know about my thoughts on current Trek, I like Discovery. I don't love it. A lot of people have a problem with the character of Michael Burnham. I actually like her. I like characters who are super smart and can kind of MacGyver their way out of many situations. Much like Michael Burnham, how she got out of the brig in the first episode of Discovery, talking the computer into opening a uh, hole in the force field so she can be ejected uh, across the thing to get to the door to escape. You know, uh, lots of things I like about Michael Burnham. Uh, I like Saru, kind of like Tilly. I like Lorca. Damn, everybody loves Pike. So then you get Picard, which was a huge disappointment, big disappointment. Uh, it was just a mishmash of bizarre tropes, tired cliches, AI bad, artificial intelligence is going to destroy mankind, and it's like, yeah, they kind of did that Discovery season 2 with Control, and uh, Picard is this like 10-hour movie formula that really drags. It has a nice beginning and a good end. Uh, Now we get Lower Decks, and this is a lighter version of Trek, something that's probably going to be kind of very silly, and of course it's going to piss people off and they're going to nitpick it to death. But I think it's going to be chock full of TNG nostalgia, a lot of Easter eggs. So it's probably going to be a lot of fun for people to go through each episode and see references. It's going to be interesting if they poke fun at certain tropes in Trek. Uh, the tumbleweed, the the tumbleweed. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah. I'm so glad I was pouring whiskey when you were talking about Star Trek Picard, and now I'm just in a good mood because I you were like I was like, I gotta run back and talk to PJ. He's talking about Picard.
You know what I think is going to save Picard in season 2?
Dr. Crusher.
Yeah, Dr. Crusher, LeVar Burton coming back as
But
George.
but I just want I want to backtrack and say Star Trek Picard doesn't need saving from my perspective, but if I had to think in that way, I would say, more cameo, more of the original, of the not the original, but of the TNG crew.
It's interesting because back in the day, DS9 did something very smart, and Voyager did something very smart. And DS9 introduced Worf. And for me personally, that got me right back into DS9.
You were not like you were out of it for a bit.
No, I watched it sporadically. I used to watch it like
I was
every
in a
week.
similar I was in a similar situation.
And then, yeah, like halfway through season 2 and uh, season 3, I think, Worf showed up in season 4, right?
Worf showed up in season 4.
Yeah, I believe whenever he showed up, I started watching again like religiously. And then Voyager started losing interest in that. 7 of 9. I was like, started watching it again. Now you get Picard, which a lot of people, very divisive. But season 2, what do? You bring
What do you
in
do?
Geordi, you bring in Crusher, you bring in Worf, you bring Riker back. You have an actual full-on TNG reunion. But don't push away, the other characters. I'll show you.
Are you able to share that?
Yeah.
Nice. Look at them.
So did you watch the virtual con of DS9
I
today?
saw Alexander Siddig, Nana Visitor, Sirach Lofton, um, and um, Iris. Is it Ira? Oh my god, I always screw this up. Is it Ira Stephen Bear or Stephen Ira Bear?
I always do that too.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's
it's
like the
Ste-
worst.
It's
I'm so sorry, Mr. Stephen Bear or Mr. Ira Bear. Mr. Bear. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bear, if you're listening to this.
Ira
Let's
Stephen Bear.
thank
Ira,
you.
Ira Stephen Bear.
ISB. We'll have to remember it that way.
Do you think
But
any
yeah, that
DS?
was awesome. Were you on that chat? That chat was going like a mile a minute. You could not get
Yeah,
your thing across. And something's broken with my super chat. I tried to pay $5 to get my question read, and it didn't work. So my super chat's broken. I gotta fix it.
no. Well, there was a lot of talk about remaster DS9.
It's
Uh,
gotta happen. Come on, right? Like,
we need a season 8. We need a season 8.
you think so? I think a film, a
No, I
feature.
mean
I want a feature.
that's what people were saying. Like a lot, I saw that comment over and over again, like season 8, because that What We Left Behind documentary kind of.
If Deep Space Nine could do I wish they could do a full feature length film that's released on demand, like for the home audience, like on CBS All Access or whatever.
I,
That would be an amazing return for Deep Space Nine, because I don't think you could get like Avery Brooks for a whole season, but I think you can convince him to come back for a film.
I don't think you'll ever see
No,
Avery
come
Brooks
on,
as
come on.
never.
He's got to. Avery Brooks is listening to everything. He is like omnipresent. He is non corporeal. He's like totally listening to everything, and he's like waiting for his right moment to reappear as Captain Cisco, as the emissary, rather, I should say, not just Captain Cisco.
I would rather. They do a DS9 miniseries, 10 episodes, like a big long, a good long movie, basically.
Like
And
Picard season one, and how it felt like one continuous like. Now
except
that I
not
watch
except
it,
not
and I've,
boring. Yeah.
it's it's so not boring. It's so not. You're like, I don't know why I doubt your lack of like enthusiasm for Picard. I feel like you really like it. I'm sorry to be that guy.
Yeah, right. No,
I love
I do like parts of it. There are aspects
in
of it.
your can I just say in your younger days I saw some videos on YouTube from like a lot of years ago. I really would have loved to hang out with you. I feel like we would have been good. We're good friends now. I feel like we would have been good friends back then too.
Videos from when?
I saw like these. I don't know if if they're where I saw them on YouTube, but it was like you from like a long time ago, from like when you were probably in your early 20s to mid 20s, and you were at like a record store or like a mall, and you dressed like really of the time. I don't know how to describe it. Like
A
to me, it
record
looks
store in a
to
mall.
or something. It looks gothic. It looks like you were like dressed like a
Oh,
goth.
you're talking about when I went to Much Music in Toronto
Yeah,
and I met
that
Sookyun Lee. Sookyun Lee is in that video. Do you
yes,
know, do you know who
but
Sookyun
to
Lee
me,
is?
no. So you were the most famous person in the video for me. For me, I was like, whoa, it's,
Well,
it's
well, technically, the most famous person in that video is Sookyun Lee. She was in that movie Short Bus.
oh, I love that movie Short Bus. I didn't realize that's who that was. Oh wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Oh cool. Cheers,
she
cheers to Sukyeon Lee.
she was really cool because the few times I visited Much Music, I liked hanging. Everybody kind of hung around there. It was the MTV of Canada back in
Yeah,
the day.
I don't know. I didn't grow up in Canada. I wish I did though.
But anyway,
I'm a wannabe Canadian.
she was a VJ, and she was so cool because when
That's
you
funny
hang,
because of the movie Short Bus and VJ. Sorry,
but she used to
just
hang out outside, like she was one of the workers there, like people on camera. But she would talk to anybody, like, and have big long conversations with you, and like she's like the coolest person ever. So yeah.
wow. So you talked to her, I think, in that video.
Oh yeah, they put their faces right up into the camera and like mess around and stuff.
What year was that? Do you remember?
2000.
So that was like 10 years ago. No, 20. Holy crap, that was 20 years ago. Why did I say 10 years?
Yeah, I was 16 then.
Wow.
Man,
Okay,
getting
I don't know how
old.
we got on that tangent.
Nah, nobody's watching. Who cares? But
No, no.
you're the first person. You're the first guest on this live thing on this
You
channel
know your
ever.
notifications are working though, and that I have my notifications for you turned on because it told me you were live, and I was like, oh, let me go over there right away.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you very much. I think it's gonna be a success. I think people are gonna love it. I don't know how I feel about those two YouTube channels. You can talk about them if you want. I censored you on my channel, and I didn't mean to do that. I just don't want the algorithm to pick up their names and give them any additional attention because I personally think that they're disingenuous. But maybe that's just my problem. Maybe I can't. I love Star Trek so much that I can't imagine someone hating it that much. Even
Oh,
even the new stuff.
I yeah, I don't agree with the haters per
But
se.
people are entitled to their hate, right? Like
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I can watch them and they can rip on something that I absolutely love, and I'll almost never get offended by it.
Mm.
It's like
I
I
need to work on that for myself. I'm not good at that.
like Blade Runner. I've been vocal about how I don't like Blade Runner.
You mean the original from the
Yeah,
Harrison? Yeah.
I think it's a pretentious piece of crap. Now that's a controversial thing to say because it's a beloved movie, but I actually really love the sequel. I think it's superior to
I
the
love the
first
sequel
one.
too. Wow.
Yeah. And I've gotten like in groups online and stuff, I've gotten like people just eviscerate me, say everything about me like you have
Like
no
they go
taste.
beyond. Like you're a, you're just a guy in your basement trolling on this chat. Get out of here, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
You don't like movies that thinking people like. I'm like, well, I love Citizen Kane. I love the movie Network.
I
Uh,
hate Citizen Kane. You see, like why? What people should not? You're right. People should not get uptight about movies and stuff like that. It's all like subjective, isn't it?
it really is. One of my favorite comedies in the of all time is Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang.
I
It's
love
like
Norm
one
Macdonald, but I never heard of that movie. That sounds
it's
amazing.
such an obscenely stupid movie. It actually makes me laugh every time.
Norm Macdonald makes me laugh. Just thinking about Norm Macdonald makes me laugh.
There's a movie called Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler, which is like 0% or something.
Oh, what's the new Adam Sandler movie everyone's talking about? I've been meaning to check it out.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah, is that good? Did you see that?
Yeah, it's probably his best role he's ever played in his life. Yeah.
Really?
Hmm. Hands down.
Maybe that's my next movie with my mom.
It's an actually like relentlessly intense movie.
Is that
You're exhausted by the end of it. It's like so good.
do you recommend is that a mom son like a like a mom watch
Yeah,
with your adult son?
there isn't a lot of like sexual stuff if that's what you're worried about.
I think with my mom, I'm worried about random things, but yeah, sexual makes sense. The for my mom's all like, I remember when Game of Thrones was airing, and we didn't know what it was at the time because we saw it from like episode one. She's like, "Oh, I totally want to watch this Game of Thrones. It looks so interesting. Let's all watch it together as a family." And if I'm not mistaken, like in the first episode, we see like Theon Greyjoy's like enormous, prodigious prosthetic penis. That can't be real, right? Like that, it's not the actor's penis.
Who's prosthetic penis?
Theon Greyjoy, the actor who plays Theon, who's what's his name?
Oh,
Alfie. Darn it, I gotta look at it.
there is a prosthetic one in the first season. That's Hodor.
Oh no, but I think Theon's can't be real. Like Alfie. Oh man, if that's really Alfie's penis, hold on. It's Alfie Allen. That if that's really Alfie's penis, that's insane. Like I'm sorry, PJ. I'm
You can
sorry.
you consider that big?
I feel like that was a ginormous penis when we saw it. Can we show that if I pull it
No,
up
God
on
no! Don't show penises on this fucking channel.
We can't show either, right? Like penis, vagina. That can't be on.
Here's an interesting story about Game of Thrones and penises. Uh, I had a couple of friends, right, who were like really like interested in Game of Thrones and like HBO hardcore stuff. And I remember two friends of mine saw that Theo Greyjoy scene and like his dick flopping around, and two of them were like, "Nope, we're not watching this. This is gay. This is gay."
It's because it's huge. I feel like it was so big that it's intimidating to most men. I think the average man is about like a 6 inches, and I feel like Theon was like in the 8-inch realm, and it can be really intimidating for most. PJ, you did not expect this discussion to end up here, did you?
Well, you can talk about anything here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Cheers.
You think we'll ever see a penis in Star Trek?
Someone was suggesting on Twitter that the trailer might be blocking out, but it might actually appear in the episode, and I'm a little worried.
I think they'll, even with Rick and Morty, which is like f bombs here and there, they always censor that.
Oh, they do put like a
Right.
little bar or whatever.
Yeah, they do. They blur out. There's no need. There's no need for to show the cartoon. Yeah,
I mean, cartoons have a long tradition of crack showing crack or ass, so I feel like we'll definitely see that on Lower Decks. And Star Trek has a tradition of showing crack and ass as well, so I'm sure we'll see it again in in Lower Decks.
there's an actual nudity in one episode of uh, TNG where they're all painting a nude model, and technically it's a full-on body shot of a nude woman. It's just that it's covered in a way where you're not seeing everything, but
Right.
you're
I think
seeing an
the
awful lot.
rule at that time was like no nipples, obviously no full frontal. So if you just position a model in a certain way, I do remember that. You're absolutely right. But
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a
But I mean,
shot.
like,
There's a
we've
shot
also
next
seen Jolene, uh, how do you say her last name? Blaylock,
to Paul.
um, who plays T'Pol. We've seen basically her, the below her, butt line or whatever. Um, Enterprise gave us a lot of skin, as it's said. I feel like, and I haven't even finished Enterprise, but I feel like I've already seen a lot of skin, like just the fact they wear tank tops a lot and
Have
stuff
you
like
seen
that.
Have you seen Carbon Creek yet?
Yes, I did see that one, but
Did
I
you
have to
know?
watch it again because I feel like I wait. What were you gonna say?
Okay,
Sorry.
well, there's a shot that leaves very little to the imagination. Uh, T'Pol's grandmother in the story, great grandmother, whatever, uh, is changing behind a curtain into a dress, and she puts the dress on backwards. But anyway, you can see her crystal clear silhouette as she's changing. She clearly doesn't have a bra
Huh.
on. You can see like the points of her nipples and everything.
Fascinating. Now I have to watch Carver Creek again. What I remembered about that episode is like just the cool idea that there was it stranded Vulcans or something like that, and then she accidentally like mixed up with them because, or it happened to her in her past, right? Is she that old
No, no,
already?
no. It
No,
wasn't. It wasn't to Paul. It was her
her grandmother.
grandmother.
She was telling the story of her grandmother, and she just looked like T'Pol. That's right. So
Yeah,
it was the true first contact, the secret first contact, which I liked. Right? It
between Vulcans
wasn't.
and humans. Yeah,
Yeah, it was kind of a cool thing. Yeah,
that's a
that
really
was a
good
great
episode
episode. Yeah, it's a really good episode.
because
Good.
the Vulcan man falls in love with like TV and like the woman at the bar, and
It's true.
yeah, that's
That
a
is a
great.
good episode.
Mm.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, could we do live? For my research, I'm watching obviously the episodes of the original series that we're gonna be talking about on Starfleet Boy. Do you want to do like some like live like watches on your channel? Is that something you'd be down to do?
Uh, of what?
Like crossover, like we'd watch like a TOS episode, like we did last night with on Starfleet Boy where we sync it up, we watch it together, and we comment on it, and then you could line it up, and we're like a director's commentary for the audience.
Hmm.
It's just a
I'm trying to think
proposal.
of an. I'm trying to think of an interesting episode to do that for, and I would have to pick. Can I pick?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
does that? Well, you're talking about TOS though.
Yeah, because on Starfleet Boy, we're currently focused 100% on TOS. We just
So it has.
finished the next
Does it have to
generation.
be the next one after the cage?
It would be nice just from a research perspective if we did it in the order that I'm working on. We're gonna do. By the way, the next episode is we're gonna do the second pilot, which
Yeah,
was actually where no man has gone before.
that's the way you should watch it because technically, what is it?
The
The
air date,
Man Trap
the
is the first one.
Man Trap is the first one that aired. Yeah, if you go to Trek on the Tube's channel, he's doing a TOS reviews, and he's doing it in um air or like the order that they aired in, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. But we'll synchronize at some point. I mean, I'm just gonna do it. I think it's important to do the two pilots first, so
So when you
that's
want
why
to
we're doing it.
discuss, you want on this channel, you want to sync up and watch Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That would be amazing.
So do that sometime before next Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, yes. Da-da-da-da. Starfleet Boy audience, we're gonna. I'll promote it if we give me a. If we, we'll talk about it later. But let's figure it out, and then we'll promote it, and we'll do it. It'll be fun.
Just a warning: the proceeding has contained coarse language, sexual
Thank you.
innuendos.
Did I ruin your show? Do you usually run like a very clean show?
Oh hell no! I can,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
motherfucker.
Fucking mother. Fuck her mother. Fuck her. I want to see Wayne so badly on YouTube Plus, but I haven't had the time. Have you seen that Wayne? Like the trailers for
Wayne.
Wayne? Yeah,
What's
it looks
Wayne?
really good. Should we? Can we? Do you think we? If it's a YouTube original, can we show the trailer and not get in trouble?
I wouldn't show the trailer.
Oh,
What
okay.
would just describe
Just
it?
it's like
I'll
this
look it up.
guy from Boston. He's a New Englander and he's just like badass. That's all I can. That's
Does he do the fake car commercials?
no, no.
Okay.
Just look up YouTube Premium here. I'll send you on the private chat. YouTube Wayne. You know YouTube has like original content and it's really good. LeVar Burton did this thing. Did you see that? The city thing? What was it called? Like the line or whatever?
No.
LeVar Burton did a YouTube original series and he's so great in it too. It was really fun. All right, private chat Wayne trailer. All right. I just sent you the trailer for Wayne. If you want, we could watch it right now together. I have it at 0 seconds. I could start it if you're ready.
Hold on.
Audience, while we're waiting for PJ to check this out, um, what
There's
was
no
the
audience.
channel? What's that?
I said there's no audience.
There's no audience. What are you talking about? There's always an audience at some point.
Yeah,
Like
somebody.
in like 10 years, you might have 1 million people watching this video, and you're gonna be like, why the fuck are 1 million people watching
Yeah, they're like,
that video?
let's check out those old videos of that guy who went crazy.
That guy went crazy. Why would you go here? Or me? I might be the guy that goes crazy. It might be like really funny. Starfleet Boy had so much potential, and then he went apeshit. Nuts. Oh wait, are you starting it? Should I
Yeah.
start?
Oh, he's a violent person.
Yeah, that's how you describe it. You're like, oh, he's a violent person. Anyways, it was brilliant, Wayne. I
You like cookies or you weird as you look?
That's really you like cookies or you weird as you look. I spent a lot of time in Boston in my youth, and I would love to live in Boston. Oh my gosh, it was one of my dear friends' birthdays who lives in Boston, and I totally did not message her.
Yeah. You should just feel so terrible about yourself.
Did you? Can I say something? Can I reveal something on your show?
Oh
that
God,
maybe Jerry O'Connell started following me.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, like you'll never guess my secret identity.
Oh, I know, I know. I'm just yeah, it's cool.
I don't know why. Like, why would he follow me? I'm really happy. I'm so honored. But I love him. He has no idea how much.
You
I
know,
really love Jerry O'Connell.
you know who he probably does pay attention to people talking about lower decks because to be bluntly honest, not many people are. And
I don't think that's true. Why does it feel like everyone's talking about lower decks on my feed?
no, I mean
How?
like in terms of YouTubers, I'm talking about like
Oh, I gotcha.
most live streams about Trek now uh, involve lots of viewers watching people just shit all over it. And uh, since we've been doing like using StreamYard, you use StreamYard like the good kind that you pay for, which is like you can do all kinds of really cool things with it, and it's totally worth it. I'm thinking about getting the upgrade myself.
You should totally do it.
Yeah, but ever since we've been like we've been doing more live streams, and we've all been kind of doing our own thing. Not me so much, but you guys separately. But now we're really like getting into talking in groups a lot, like the negative side do, and you especially, and even Sean when he does his live streams alone, are getting more and more attention. So that's a good thing that uh,
I
people
I
who want to veer on the positive side are trying to get together and create more of a.
can I want to say that like I do have and personally I do have an emphasis on positivity. Like I really like to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, hold on to the affirmative, and don't mess with in between, Mister In Between. But but I will say that like what I want to be known more for than positivity is fairness. I try to be fair. I'm not
Yeah.
always good at it, but that's like I think the ultimate goal. I think everyone should try to be fair, and I think that's the problem with like, certain YouTubers who like kind of fall into a formula, and they feel like they have to always be a certain way. It's like I think that's the danger, right? Like if you're always bashing on something, and that's what is getting you views, you kind of like fall into this trap of like, well, that's what my audience expects from me, and that's why I think some YouTubers come across as disingenuous because it's like you can't possibly hate every single aspect of something. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. I don't know. I feel like there's always like something, especially if you have a love for it. Like if you're I hate. I was about to say if you're a fan, and then someone's gonna be like, "Gatekeeper, Starfleet Boy, Starfleet Boy just gatekeeped Star Trek." But if you love something a lot, like you're a lot more open to variations on that theme, if you will. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I know there's a lot of negativity out there that people really are very articulate in explaining exactly why they don't like a direction. And I find the constructive criticism, even if it's negative and mostly negative, uh, when there's reasons behind it. I see some people who like are out of their. It seems I'm not talking about the major YouTubers. I'm talking about like people, just random people I come across who do like hate videos, and it's clear like they've never. They're not a fan. Not saying they're not a fan because they're negative. I mean like they don't know the names of the shows or the people, the characters, and they're like that character and this and that, and this looks stupid. And it's like you're clearly trying to do something here where you're trying to get attention just for hate. And then you get some people on the total opposite end of that who are like, I love everything. I'm not going to criticize anything about it. And if you criticize anything about it, you're not as good a fan as I
Right,
am. Like, it
right,
works both ways, right? You know what I mean?
right. It cuts both ways.
And Trek Yards,
I
Trek,
just sneezed, but I muted. Isn't that very professional of me? Go on.
that's good. Uh, I think you're still muted.
I know I was blowing my nose. I
Okay,
didn't want you
okay,
to hear
okay. Yeah.
it. Sorry. But Trek on the Tube, what did you think finally of his reaction to the Lower Decks trailer? I don't think we got a real reaction to the Lower Decks trailer for Trek on the Tube. I'm calling you out, Sean. I hope you're listening to this.
Well, like, from what I got, he thinks it's misrepresentative of what he thinks the show
What
is
he thinks the show is going to be, it's true.
going to be like. But here's the thing about trailers: you just never know nowadays. Sometimes you could watch a trailer
What's
that
it?
looks
What
good and it's
you can remember that sucked, but you love the movie?
dread.
Yes, actually, that's true.
2012.
That's a
Uh,
good. That's a good point. Dread
I
was
remember.
really great.
I remember somebody asking me to go see it in 3D.
Do you think
And
like Star Trek Beyond was kind of like that, right? Like this trailer wasn't that great, was it? Which Star Trek was it that yeah, Beyond had
beyond,
like
yeah.
but the movie was actually pretty good, I thought.
Mm. But going back to Dread, I thought the trailers looked like crap. My friend was like, "No, this is going to be good." I'm like, "It looks like a low budget piece of shit." And the marketing wasn't that great, right? Turned out to be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like in my top 10.
Carl Urban, right?
I
Dread.
I absolutely
Oh,
I love that. It's up there with like RoboCop and Back to the
now I
Future.
have to watch it. I wonder what it's on. Like I gotta watch Dread now. It's such a good
Uh,
movie.
uh, I forget her name. Cersei from Game of Thrones is the
Oh,
villain in
that's
it,
right.
right?
That's right. Did you like the RoboCop thing with the guy from
Joel Kinnaman.
yeah,
No, no.
I loved it. I
You
loved the
can't
new.
you can't take a classic like that
No, I know RoboCop is
and
very
dumb it down.
Yeah, it's true. Paul. I don't think it was dumbed down, but it was just done not in the spirit of Paul Verhoeven's. You're right. It's true.
Yeah, and I wish I'd seen Dread in theaters in 3D because yeah. And
The
Beyond Star Trek Beyond had that first trailer, remember?
yeah, it was
Sabotage
like.
played through the whole thing, and
Although I loved it, I love the Beastie Boys, so I loved it. But yeah, you're right. It was like not. They
but
had to release the better trailer. That was the first time I ever saw fans make a difference and change something. That was the first time that I saw like the backlash create a new version
yeah,
of something in media. I wonder. It's interesting that Star Trek. You have to give Star Trek credit, I think, for being so democratic because like it happens a couple of times. Like, don't you think Discovery season 2 was a like there was definitely like changes that were made that like reflected, I think, sentiment from the fandom, if you will.
yeah. They they needed Spock and Pike because they didn't have enough
That's true.
confidence in the show
No,
in
come
season
on.
one.
Well, it was because I think they like really misjudged how much visual continuity and sentimentality plays a part in our enjoyment, just in anyone's enjoyment of Star Trek. Because the problem is, like, even a new fan, you're like, oh my God, Star Trek Discovery is amazing. Then you discover where it takes place, and then you go, oh, I'm going to watch the original series. And then you're like, oh, wait, what? Like it's kind of like this moment of like, how does that, how did the two like connect? And so Star Discovery should always have been placed in the future, I think, and then traveled maybe back in time to do some cool things. But I think it should have always been placed in the future. But I'm actually glad it turned out the way it did because I think Star Trek Picard would not have existed if people didn't hate on Discovery. I know that's weird, but I really think Picard came about as like a way to kind of heal. It was a first step in healing the divide that Discovery may have created among Star Trek fans.
And you know what? Was so wanting a post Nemesis series, right?
Everyone wanted that. Everyone's just like, just let's go forward. Like let's stop visiting the past. I want to see what's going on now. Like in the future.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right.
And the unfortunate thing is, Starfleet can't be relied on anymore.
We don't know
Everything's in
that. That's just
everything's
Jean Luc. That's just Jean Luc's perspective. We don't really know. We're watching something from
that's
totally from Jean Luc's perspective, and he's
actually
disenchanted.
actually to be totally honest, it's from Patrick Stewart's perspective. He said it in interviews that you know it's about in the he explains like in TNG times Starfleet could be relied on. They were number one. They were just like the guys who would come in and save the day. And by this time in 2399, uh, it's not the same, and it's supposed to reflect the disarray in our current world, and that aspect pissed people off because like we don't want Patrick Stewart bringing in his politics. I don't mind that at all. I don't
I don't
mind.
either.
I don't mind Trek reflecting current times. I don't care if they do it
I
again
have
in
to
the
get
next
another
season.
drink. I want to toast to Patrick Stewart on your show, and I have to go get another drink. So I'm gonna pause. You can keep. Do you mind if I
No,
come
no, go
back at
ahead,
it?
go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
cool, cool. This this is so much fun. By the way, I'm telling you, I'm having a great time.
Hello, and welcome to Boatrek Live. Today I was supposed to talk about the lower decks and will it succeed? And Starfleet Boy joined me, and we're talking about a bunch of different subjects. Some of them a little naughty, but yeah, he'll be right back. But we're gonna continue talking about various things. Probably get back to lower decks, but anyway, Picard, yeah. Unlike them pulling out Icheb's eye, it's pretty gruesome, and I hate the fact that abnimation, abnimation, whatever it is, that thing where you know the Zadvash touches the rings and they get that vision of stock footage of a dead fox decomposing and cheap stock footage with Starfleet logos all over, and it doesn't make any sense. And evil AI from another dimension, a federation of AI, are going to come and destroy all mankind if the androids that were created by those humans or creatures happen to find the planet with the rings on it. It's all very convoluted and all over the place. Don't like Star Trek Picard. I like seeing Data. I like that last scene where he's, it's the final goodbye for Data. Unnecessary but emotional. I like that song that Issa Brianna sings, Blue Skies. Probably one of the best scenes in the entire series. And it started off well, but man, those first three episodes kind of dragged. And
Blue skies
smiling at me.
shining, I'm smiling at me. Why did I say shining? Nothing but blue skies do I see.
You talk for a second. I'll be back in literally like 30 seconds.
Okay, love it. I loved everything you were saying, even though I disagreed with you. Never heard the sun, never saw the sun shining so bright. Never. I can't sing like Issa Briones. She's so amazing. Now that PJ is doing whatever he needs to do to refresh, I just want to say that, like, those were some good points that you brought up there. I wonder if you can still hear me. This is really interesting. Um, but I didn't mean to derail you from the topic, which is will lower decks be successful? There was a story that there was this someone I know heard Sean talking about lower decks, and they heard it as lower dicks. Oh no, sorry, little dicks. They heard they heard Sean's accent, and instead of lower decks, they heard little dicks, and and that was really bad. I thought that was a funny story. Bluebirds singing their song, nothing but bluebirds all night long. Whoa. Um, I can't be I can't be objective about Star Trek Picard. It's really hard because Star Trek The Next Generation is so meaningful to me. Like it's just like it is my DNA, like literally. And so it's hard for me to kind of
Make it
hear
show,
any
Miss Moneypenny.
Mrs. Moneypenny. Oh
Uh,
yes.
I heard you when you were talking about Sean.
Yes.
I was watching. I don't know what I was watching. You were talking to him or something. Was it today or sometime? And he said, "Little dicks." Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. That's a terrible impression of Sean.
Little
But
little dicks. It's like little
little dicks.
low dicks.
He
Little
doesn't sound.
dicks.
Just to be clear, Sean, you don't sound like that.
No, not at
But
all.
but
Do you
Dex
think Sean will even
Dex and
hear
that his
the
accent kind of sounds like dicks, kind of,
dicks?
and he
P,
doesn't realize
P,
that.
PJ, he plugged a show that you guys are doing about movies. What's it called? A channel. It's a whole new channel.
PJ's Media Reviews.
Am I subscribed? I'm gonna subscribe to it right now. Hold on. Oh, I was using my mouse and I can't. Hold on. Trackpad. It's a trackpad. It goes here and it's a trackpad. See, you could say it for anything. It's
We've
PJ's Media Reviews and it's PJ's Media Reviews.
we've done
YouTube.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3 in the animated series.
Someone
Not
got
the
really
animated
excited
series.
about that on our live stream today.
We did What We Do in the Shadows, Better Call Saul season 4.
Oh, I am subscribed to PJ. I'm one of your subscribers already. How come? Oh,
Oh,
now. Oh, I have to hit the bell. All right, now I'll get the all notifications. I just changed my status.
I
Maybe
I
our
put
audiences don't even know
I,
you should do that.
I put a review of Avengers Endgame on there, or a discussion.
Oh, that's right. That's why I'm probably subscribed. I gotta add if it's not already on my list. Oh, look at how great your graphics are on this channel. What?
Graphics.
Yeah, like for well, I like the El Camino Breaking Bad movie non-spoiler review image because it's you. But then you
Oh,
did the one with the Joker spoiler, and that's a badass looking image. And your Avengers Endgame image is pretty awesome. Oh, I love your Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice image. Exorcist classic. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphics look fun. Your channel looks great.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why I felt like I had to like had to like review your channel on your channel. I'm reviewing your channel on your channel. That's pretty weird. I
So
have to sneeze again. I'm gonna mute.
this is officially the longest boat wreck live I've ever
No,
done.
come on. 57 minutes is really?
This is a record because it's the longest one. It's the first one I'm using StreamYard. It's the first one where I have a guest on live.
What?
I haven't
Oh my god.
since Fathery back in the Google Hangout days.
Hangouts days. Those were such great days. I love Google Hangouts. Where it
Yeah,
was integrated with YouTube, right? Like where YouTube Live was Hangouts. Oh, I hear a
yeah,
familiar sound.
yeah. That's
Is
not. I'm lighting a scented candle.
that what you're doing? I'm doing the same thing. Oh, I'm still alive. Hey, I'm still sorry.
You know what a good song by them is? That one. It's like feeling shimmer, 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 shimmer.
Fire, yeah. Jeremy spoken class today.
At
People
home,
don't.
drawing pictures.
People, PJ, people don't understand what it was like before we could do what we're doing right now. This is literally Star Trek technology happening right now. Even though you're not showing your video, it's 100% how Star Trek works. Like this is the basis for all communication in Star Trek right here.
It's like on the ship where it's like you can do the video or you can do the audio only.
Right? It's true,
And
but
and,
somehow
on the
they
very
just know.
rare occasion they get a text communication
It's true,
in
very
Trek.
rare. You know what I noticed about the original series that I'm like kind of like we have to talk about this. They pull up like old documents like in I think they pull up Gary Mitchell's file in Where No Man Has Gone Before, and it's like typewritten, like on a
Yeah.
typewriter. Sorry, not typewriter, but it's like typewritten, and you know that like there's no way 300 years from now that they're gonna have typewritten information. And we noticed this thing in watching. They had a sketch of the Talosians that was like drawn by hand. Like it's like no, that's not gonna. There's never gonna be that in the future. Like hand, it's gonna be a 3D animation.
It's like
So it's funny.
it's the police sketch of the Delosians.
Right. Remember that? It was like, what the fuck is that doing in this episode? There's things that, like, that's the part where I think, like, canonicalness, visual can, I think visual canon can't be taken as seriously as written canon, if that makes any sense. I may have invented something, I don't know.
You know, canon, especially in Star Trek terms, is a state of mind because technically, in TOS canon, women aren't allowed to be starship
We
captains.
found out, Fathery, your friend, my friend, pointed out so I don't consider the cage canon.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the cage. I'm talking about the
But
very last episode.
oh, you're right. You're right. No, they can't be captains. But like the K. Oh yeah, you're right. That's true.
And
Oh,
that's the kind of
it's so
thing that
problematic, right?
no, it's not problematic in the sense that we can look at that now and say, of course that was a mistake. Of course that was an idiotic kind of fucking thing to put in the script.
Right.
And
What
because
did that mean? Like even back then, like what were you trying to say? Or
it's like I could have been a captain, Kirk, but they don't allow us women. When will we be able to vote in 24? Whatever.
Oh my god. This is when Star Trek became the real Star Trek right here.
But did you know when they test screen the cage for audiences, right? The men were
I didn't know
like,
they tested it for audiences. I did not know about that.
they had to because they did that a lot. But anyway, they tested it, and the men were like, "Yeah, I like number one. She's strong woman," and they liked her. And the women were like, "Who does she think she is?
We talked about that last night too, but
Women just got the right to vote. We should just pace ourselves." And it's like, no, no, you had to be. It was ahead of its time so
you're like,
much,
go all the way,
so
baby,
ahead of
go
its
all the
time.
way. It's very attractive, honey. Go all
Yeah,
the way.
that's a
Hey,
nice. That's a nice.
did you notice that this model is wrong? The NCC 1701A is supposed to be over here on this side.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I'm not
That's
that
such
big
a
of a. Oh, that's the motion picture.
This is the A actually. No, this is Star Trek 4 and beyond. It looks just like the one from the motion picture though, you're right.
Ah, yes.
It's the same ship, the Constitution class. These Eagle Moss models are amazing, but I had to re-glue my Enterprise D model. The saucer section fell off. It's
Have
heavy. They're top heavy. I love it though. I still love it.
how have I ever told you my theory about how they should deal with the changes in the Klingons between Discovery and TOS?
No, this is really I love this topic though. I would love to hear how.
Well, Enterprise did a 2 episode thing where
The augment virus, right?
yeah, and the cure basically resulted in a physical deformity that would carry on through generations. So just to be clear, the augment virus doesn't cause the genetic defect where they have the smooth foreheads. It's the result of the cure, right?
Right.
And so they dealt with that, and they kind of ignored that in Discovery, Discovery's 100 years after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, roughly, give or take. Yeah.
and they've been away, they haven't been seen for 100 years before the events of Discovery. So when they see them in Discovery, they aren't surprised by how they look. So it's clearly like a rebooted thing, even though like the creators hinted, well, there could be the other Klingons out there somewhere, but it's like, no, but you only show the redesigned ones that look almost nothing like what we've seen before.
They're
Besides,
very like I liken them to like aquatics. They look very like people that like they just came out of like the ocean, but they haven't fully evolved into like a humanoid persona.
Mm. Well, the way you could address uh, the fact that the smooth-headed Klingons are still out there, right? Is in Enterprise when they show the long-haired guy who's all like, he's a white dude and he's basically in brown face. You can't do that now, right? You obviously can't do that. So what do you do instead? You make the quote unquote smooth headed Klingons, the ones you see in TOS, you add a little bit of, sprinkle a little bit of imagination and suspension of disbelief, and you say that they're the ones from Star Trek 6. Because when you watch Star Trek 6, you're like, wow, these Klingons look closest to the TOS Klingons than you've ever seen in any Trek before that.
Do
Nicholas,
you?
they do.
They do they?
They're, it is the most subtle Klingon makeup uh, of all the ridged head versions. Go back and watch The Undiscovered Country. Christopher Plummer is very, very little prosthetic makeup on. He almost looks like a human with a couple of ridges. I
Oh
didn't
my
even
god,
when I
you're
was
I never noticed this before tonight. PJ, you're blowing my effing mind. I just can we show Christopher. I'm gonna pull one up. Hold on. I got one up already for you. Hold on. We gotta pull this up. Hold on.
I want to show this one too. This one's from Enterprise. You can't do this anymore, so you update it. If you do this look in Strange New Worlds, then you show the not Christopher Pike, a Christopher Plummer version. I think I was calling Christopher Plummer
Hmm.
Christopher Pike, but Christopher Plummer from and his daughter uh, in that has very subtle ridges, and all the
You mean
Klingons.
it's David Warner's daughter as a the character, right?
Yeah,
Look
remember?
at this shit right here. Look at this. You're so right. I had no idea. Oh my god.
You could.
I can zoom in. Hold on, let me zoom in.
This is the perfect solution right here.
Oh,
You
he
could
was
you could
affected by the augment virus.
not that he was affected by the augment virus.
The cure. His family was cured.
Yeah, like the effects of the cure was passed down in generations upon generations, and
PJ, I already respect you, but this is great.
there is mention in that Enterprise episode
Can
about
we
changing your
do I have to
cranium, like
yeah.
actually like adding to your cranium, like. But yeah, he's a TOS Klingon right there. Look, that's what I imagined as a kid when I first saw the movie because I didn't recognize him as a Klingon from TNG. But then when
Mm.
I'd realized that the TOS Klingons were smooth headed, I'm like, okay, this must be an in
He's
between
such a
thing.
great actor that I never, to this day, you just blew my mind because the whole time in my brain, I was like, it's the same fucking Klingon as Worf. Like the whole, in my head canon, in my brain. Oh, PJ, you just like, PJ.
Michael Dorn.
You just
Michael
blew
Dorn
my
is
freaking
that.
mind. Should I pull up Michael Dorn Star Trek 6, like Colonel Worf? Should I do it?
I'm gonna
Let me
bring it
look
up.
for,
Hold on.
you're gonna do Colonel Worf? All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
PJ.
No,
Oh my gosh, that's epic. I had no idea. I can't believe that. Cheers to that shit right there. Star Trek CBS, please hire PJ if he wants to be hired. I don't know if he wants to be hired.
share screen. This takes a second. Where am I? Here we go.
Oh my god. By the way, it was epic that Michael Dorn has been in the original series in a way. Can we just say that? You got to do open image in new tab. No,
Uh, God damn it. Anyway,
I'll do it.
I should have let you do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I've been doing this a little. You know, I use StreamYard. I use those live whatever streams, like the ones that didn't have like solidified topics to practice on StreamYards. I've gotten pretty good at it. I love it.
Yeah, you're good. Actually, you're
Michael
very good.
Dorn.
You're like a good web host now
Really?
with the controls and stuff. And
I
uh,
try. I have a little help from my friends, but you know. All right, I pulled up. Hold on, open image in new tab. Here we go. All right, and now we'll share that tab. Screen sharing. I appreciate you saying that because I actually really think you're a great host. I love it. I love this whole thing. All right, do you see? Oh, wrong one. Damn it. That's not the tab I want to share. Hold on. Don't share that tab. Hold on.
okay,
All right. Screen share, share tab. There it is.
I don't see it.
It's coming right now. Hold on. It's a little slow on that. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Damn it. Hold on. One more time, PJ and audience. Do we still have zero in the audience? By the way, I found out that people watching on their televisions don't count as audience. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know.
I had at one point last night in my stream, or sorry, yeah, the night before when we were on, it said zero viewers, but my friend was like, "We're watching." I don't know why it says zero, and I was like, "How are you watching?" And they said, "We're watching on our TV," and I was like, "Oh, interesting."
Here
So
we
we might
go.
have viewers. Oh, you found it? You did?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it. Oh, Colonel Worf. Look at Colonel Worf.
Now you look at the makeup difference between him here and the later version in TNG. You
That's
can,
a beautiful photo. God.
I think the movies were doing something very subtle that, like, they were kind of
They're trying to bridge. They were trying to
bridge.
make a connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And you know what? It was one of the brilliant things about Picard, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, is that they really resolved the Romulan situation, and it kind of pissed me off that some people were like, "It's so stupid. Some of the Romulans look just like Vulcans." I'm like, that's consistent within the universe.
Yes, it's totally consistent. That's like the whole point. Like if you know the backstory of the Romulans, it's
and
true.
and and I give it credit with one line. It is explained why, and when she slaps the guy, stubborn Northerners. That's all you needed to know to say, okay, okay,
Aren't you a stubborn northerner?
rigid headed Rom. Yes, I am a Romulan with a rigid head.
PJ, on Starfleet Boy After Dark, we're gonna start doing role playing RPG. Do you want to consider creating a character and joining in on the fun
I'm not in the
RPGs?
weird sex games. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? What? Oh my gosh, that's I'm not into. Well, okay,
I've
I'm
never,
slightly into weird sex games, but not like what you're thinking. I don't think.
I've never played playing games before. I don't even know what that
Hmm.
is. Like, you talking about
We're
cards,
kind.
like Dungeons and Dragons or something?
It's similar to D&D. I. Oh my god, this is really
Monopoly?
deep. Can I take you back to Sohail, Starfleet Boy in high school for a oh no, sorry, in middle school for a second Can I give you like a scoop on my life? Do you mind hearing like a boring Sohail life story right now?
Once upon a time in
Once
1991.
upon a time. In like sometime in the 80s, this is the
Um,
80s actually. Sometime in the 80s, there was this like RPG game called made by FASA. It's a company, I forget what they stand for, but FASA released this like Star Trek role-playing game. And my friend Julio and I were like, this is cool, but we want to do something like even crazier, like more like Dungeons and Dragons. So he was really lucky. I think his family was very wealthy and they had like a huge home with a huge garage that had like a gigantic table on it, and Julio was allowed to use this garage for whatever he wanted. They parked their cars like somewhere else. I don't know what was going on, but it felt like a basement, like an ET. Like I don't know, it was weird. But we had this huge table, and we laid out like paper on the table, and we like created a galactic map of the entire galaxy and the Federation, like the Alpha Quadrant and the Romulan space and Klingon space and all
oh, that's
kinds of
awesome.
different species. And we would do role playing games based on this crazy map, and it was so much fun. And I think you would like enjoy doing something like that. Is all I gotta say.
Well, just fill me in on the deets at some time, and we'll see how it goes. I've always wondered about like the geography of the uh, the Trek world, because as a kid, when you're watching it, right, you don't quite understand what's going on. All you know is spaceships and lasers. You know,
Yeah.
so when you actually start learning things about space, except for the lie that there is sound in space, that's okay. It's
Well, it
fun.
depends. There's a degree. It depends. Well, yes, you're right. BSG is the most accurate space. No, The Expanse is the most accurate space portrayal we've seen on television so far.
Yeah, there are clever ways to achieve sound effects in space shots when they're internal and they're kind of muffled, almost like an underwater effect. That it kind of works for me, but like when,
But don't you
especially,
think it works really well in Star Trek 2? I mean, like the phasers when they fire in Star Trek 2, it's like they're like this like
it,
crazy sound that you're like,
yeah,
yeah, it's such an intense thing that you would hear a sound in space.
well,
it's,
it's dramatic effects, suspension of disbelief.
yeah, I agree. I
It's
agree.
accepted. It's like the universal translators. It's like I've often had people who don't really know about Star Trek kind of see it and like, why are all the aliens speaking English?
It's
I'm like,
true.
actually, they're not.
They're
Everybody's
not.
speaking different languages, but it's being translated. But realistically, it would look like a dubbed foreign movie. Basically, whenever an alien spoke, you would see their lips move one way, and then a sound come out a different way. You know what I mean? But
Right, it's true.
they cheat it, and that's okay because Trek fans know like what the deal is. You know what I mean?
Just in case you want to flash this every now and then, I feel like it's
Oh wait,
appropriate
I
to
didn't see this.
it's like just flash it every now and then. Don't do it long. I'll tell you'll see when to flash it. I feel like when the
Okay, well,
phaser's fired.
okay, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I'll let you know when to
Yeah,
flash it.
okay.
Oh my god, PJ, this is the most fun. I love not being the host of of the show. Let them eat static. I love that part. All right, all right. Wait. Flash it real quick. Look at this. We're one big happy fleet. Look at this. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Why do we get flagged? Why did the bigger channels not get flagged? I'm just curious. Do you have any idea?
Uh, I don't. The algorithm is weird. If you got something like small on the screen, there's something else going on everywhere else. I mean, it doesn't pick up something tiny. I guess like
It's true. I guess that's
like
true.
this is not that big, and then you flash it quick. It's not gonna get flagged.
It's coming. It's coming. This is so good. I'm so excited. Energize defense screens. All right, right now, right now. Show a quick flash. Woo! Look at these buttons. Those buttons are. PJ, I'm having the most fun on your channel. This is so good.
I like this. This program is very quick.
It is quick. Now,
It's
now,
very,
now. Whoa! Joaquin, that's Joaquin right there. I feel their shields are going up. Okay, this is the moment. Now, 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 now. Ray Shields, fire! Here we go. Yes! Look at how intense that is. That's such a to this day. I feel like that shit is really really good. And I just watched Greyhound, which has intense battle scenes, by the way. And Greyhound reminded me of the battles in Star Trek 2. I don't think Star Trek has ever topped the battles in Star Trek 2. I'm just saying, like we need something like Greyhound in Star Trek. It would be amazing.
yeah, I've not seen Greyhound.
You got to see it. I how do I? Well, we'll talk offline.
I think it's on Prime maybe.
Apple
No,
Apple
no,
TV
yeah, it's
has
on
it.
Apple. Yeah,
Yeah. Now, 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 now. Share a little scene.
yeah.
Look at this engineering, Scotty. Oh my god. Okay, okay. All right, enough. All right, I'm gonna stop it. All right, the main energizers. Oh my god.
Yeah, you could. Definitely gonna get shut down now, man. No.
No, you won't. You're like in the good grade. You're on the like the approved list. I'm on the bad list. They've already shut me down. I got another copyright strike on a video. Not a strike. Sorry. It's like you're not allowed to monetize this video ever, which is fine. I don't monetize any of my videos, but it told me I'm not allowed to monetize a video I just recently did.
Yeah, I did a review of Star Trek Beyond, and I used like clips and posters and all this, and it was just audio, like me speaking over it. And yeah, they flagged it, but they didn't take it down. They
Hmm.
put an ad in front of it.
Yeah, I still have the green light on my channel. Thank you, YouTube, for being clear. They were like, "You're not like terrible, but we can't. You're not great either. You still have the green light. I still have a green light, so I'm happy about that."
So, do you think Picard season two? Ideally, this is what should happen. Rafi needs to resolve that situation with her kid.
100% agree with you on that. Yeah.
Her and Seven need to be in love and have a great relationship. I don't want any
You think
drama
I
between
don't
them.
know. I don't know. I want
I
to see
want
something new. I want to see I don't want that to turn into the classic like, oh yeah, they were holding hands so they're now like lovers. Excuse me. I would love to see something new. I would like to see a new dynamic, like a new non-binary kind of relationship between Rafi and 709.
no. I mean, opening scene, first episode, scissors in the bed. That's all I'll say about that. But anyway,
Scissors in the bed?
Rafi and Seven,
Scissor sisters?
they're scissor sisters.
What had just happened right now, PJ?
No, but I'm saying that
What just
it,
happened
it
right
would
now?
make no sense for them to hint at a relationship at the very end of the season and then not do anything the next time we see them. You know what I
I
mean?
would love it. I'm good with anything they do.
Or
I just love Rafi as a character, and I also love 709 now. I didn't know about 709. I just discovered her with Star Trek Picard, and I mean I knew about her, but I didn't really know about her. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for like those characters. You were talking about when I went to get my drink about Icheb's eye being pulled out, but in general, like I never really got your opinion on the whole stance with like the original actor who played Icheb. Do you think he put so much? Do you think he put enough work into the character that he deserved to say goodbye to that character, or were you fine with like another actor portraying Icheb in Star Trek Picard,
I could not care
one
less
way or the other? For
about who
real.
plays Icheb because Icheb is, I liked him in Voyager, but I he's like a character I like literally when I stopped watching the show, I completely forgot he existed. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
I understand like the whole Borg thing and Seven connecting with them and kind of being their mentor and the relationship there. And but Voyager is a show I'm probably only gonna watch again if it's remastered.
it's gonna be one day. Watch.
2034 maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Icheb. What about him? Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, what was your opinion? I guess so. You kind of answered the question. You were like, I could care one way or the other who plays each head. Like, you understood the connection, but you didn't care that Manu Interiami didn't get to play him.
Yeah, they I don't care what they did with him in the show. So it even if the original actor played him, it still would have been like, yeah, gross.
Got it. Gross.
You know what really bothers me about that scene
What is
is
it?
when uh the woman who's operating on him says like can't find your cortical node, buddy. Like she's kind of chipper about what she's doing.
Oh yeah, she was really. Yeah, you're right.
And that's like torture porn vibes, and I hate that.
Torture porn. What's torture porn? What's torture porn?
It's where like it's violence portrayed in a movie where it's uh, the person doing it is like being gratified by it. I guess they're
But
like enjoying it
don't you think like
sadistically. It's like
torturers
sadism.
there's kind of like a degree of that. I feel like anyone who likes to that episode the where there are four lights. Like I feel like that's kind of look. I had to do this. I switched to my ooh. I'm bald. First of all, Star Trek, Star Trek Picard, and I'm wearing my Daystrom Institute shirt.
Look,
I switched shirts. Where did my hat go? Here's the hat. That's how drunk I am right now. All right, now you have like captured a moment that no one else has. Like this is so genius right now.
why are you so conscious about being bald?
It's not. It's. I honestly am not self conscious. I did a. I did a whole episode of Starfleet Boy. If you watch the first episode of Star Trek Picard reviews, I'm complete. Like I'm not self conscious about it at all. But until you're bald, you don't realize that your head gets cold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a real thing. So I wear a hat to keep like normal, and then I do wear a wig. It's true. At times, like for
I honestly
example,
didn't notice for a long
like a
time.
long time, right? I do wear a wig. It is true, and you can see it like extensively on my channel on Starfleet Boy, and that's because I just really miss having hair. There's something about hair, just like really, I don't know. It's just like really wonderful, and I feel like it frames my face nicely. I feel like I feel like myself with hair. Does that make any sense? Is that weird?
Well, I don't. I've been kind of shaving my head for like 20 years. I've let my hair grow out, but I've
Right.
I've been gradually. I have this like receding hairline that all the men in my family get over time. Some worse than others, some faster than others. But by the time I'm 50, I guess I'll probably be like,
Well, I went bald at like 18, basically.
oh
It
wow.
started at 18. Yeah, it was rough.
I know I went to high school with a guy who was almost completely like George Costanza bald by the time he was 14. It
I
was like
mean,
really weird.
you can see. I mean, like I Cisco it right. Like I basically shave my head. I keep it like this all the time. So
It's a clean look.
thank you, sir. I don't know why I have so much energy, but we've been like on for like an hour and 30 minutes. Like, are you still good?
Uh, uh, I'm good to go until I pass out. No, I'm joking. I'm
If
not
you
as
pass
drunk.
out, you're the host. You can't just pass out. I'll be like, what's happened? I don't know what to do. Like, I don't even have PJ's number. I don't even have your phone number. I couldn't call you and be like, what the fuck? You passed out.
Let's get back to how Lower Decks is going to be the death nail, or
No,
the death knell for the Trek franchise.
it's not. Who's saying that? Who's saying that? Is that you? Are you saying it's the death knell for the Trek franchise?
The popular YouTubers, man.
Are
Do,
we
do,
allowed to name names on this channel? Are we gonna do it?
can I talk about how I research Trek
Yes.
currently?
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna get into the deep dark stuff here. Okay,
I'm ready.
for literally probably about 3 or 4 years, almost. This is kind of an obsessive thing. Almost every day, I go on YouTube. I type in Star Trek or Star Trek this or Star Trek that, and see all the uploads for that day. And I always like randomly pick a lot of different people to look at. Some popular, some not. Some like with like no subscribers and like 2 views.
Ooh.
And some people I find like terrible and I don't want to watch them and I move on. I don't downvote a lot. I don't want to do that. Uh, unless I'm really pissed off about something they say.
Reddit nailed it when they came up with upvote and downvote because it's not like or dislike, it's very logical. And I feel like that's what we should convert the whole world to is just upvote and downvote. But go on, sorry.
Yeah. And that's how I discovered you and Text Trek and
No
Trek in the
way.
Tube and just randomly like because
I I've always felt like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm like lying about this, but I always felt like I discovered you before you discovered me, but I might be mistaken about that.
unless you knew about Text Trek
I
because
did. I felt like I knew. I definitely like. Yeah, I'm a fan of Texas.
see,
I'm a fan of Texas in general. Like I like Texas. Like it's a great place. But anyways,
the very first video is me and Father talking about I think it's Discovery plot predictions for season 1 before it came out. And we were talking about that show like it was going to be like the holy grail of all 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 of the franchise. And you know, he's very positive and he still is, and I've kind of, iffy on everything now. Are you still there?
what? Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just changing my shirt again because
No.
I didn't want
No.
like the lower. I haven't washed the lower. I mean, I haven't washed the Daystrom Institute shirt yet, so I wanted to change back into my. You know how like it has that stuff when you haven't washed a shirt. It has like that vinegar smell or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm switching back. I didn't want the audience to see like shirtless Starfleet Boy. I definitely think I saw. I used to watch. I don't know how. I came on the scene at the same time. Like I know Trek Yards is old. I know Junk Ball Media is old. Excuse me, but I feel like a lot of us were born like 4 years ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's when it all didn't the announcement of it, the new show was what spurred this whole thing
Right.
on the positive and negative side.
Like 4 or 5 years, no more than 5 years ago, but like 4 years ago. But yeah, I remember I used to watch Trek Yards all like for they're 10 years old. I think like it's insane. They're really old,
Yeah.
and so is Junk Ball. Junk Ball Media is really old too. So I used to watch both of those channels for Star Trek stuff. Do you ever watch Major Grin or whatever he's called?
Yeah. He also has Nitpicking Nerd as his other one.
Oh, is that the same person?
It sounds exactly like the same person.
Whoa, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Have you ever seen Star Trek Intakes? Ryan.
Yes.
Oh my
Ryan,
God,
who's
they're
that
brilliant.
person?
Ryan does them. Kurt Ratson interviewed him on one of his podcasts called Positively Trek. If you haven't checked that out.
Ooh, I'll have to check that episode out because I do like those intakes. Those are fun. There was a thing that was hilarious. It was totally out of context. It was Goes a Door or something like that, like way back in the day, that like had these hilarious like Star Trek mashup crazy videos that I I was in stitches watching them. They would often be like really wrong kind of comedy, what would be considered distasteful comedy, but I loved them. I really thought it was really funny.
Uh, have you ever seen the TNG blooper reel that was made for the cast? Right. Uh, but it got leaked, or there was a bootleg. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but every now and again you'll see this bootleg appear on YouTube. I don't know if it gets taken down. It's probably still there. But anyway, it's the only TNG outtakes where you hear like Marina Sirtis say fuck, and you hear like uh, uh, Michael Dorn say shit, and
No
like
way. Are you
so
serious?
it's the only time you actually see the TNG people in
You
costume. Like,
hook me up if you find that shit. I
hold
want
on,
to. I've
I'm
never
gonna
seen
look it
that.
up. I'm gonna look that up right now.
I've never seen that. That seems exciting to me. I really like that idea. That's really funny. I have to be right back. I have to go to the Sonic bathroom.
Okay,
All right, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try and display this video if I can find it. Oh, don't tell me it's gotten taken down again.
I feel bad that I'm not here to entertain. the zero audience or the future audience that's here. But I have to go to the bathroom for real. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh no. Next generation rare blooper reel. Dead air blooper reel band bootleg. I don't know. I know. It came out this year. Yeah, I know. It's like a lot of dead air here. It's going to take a while.
Dead air is such a trigger word for me because I used to be in the broadcasting industry. So I will be back again, yet again, because now I have to get another refill because I realize my drink is low. So I'm gonna refill my drink. I'll be right back, audience and
All
PJ.
right.
They like genuinely adore each other, right? The TNG cast.
Yeah. Damn it, that video was taken down. It pops up and then it goes away. I should have saved it. I should have downloaded it. God damn it.
This is a weird thing, but like I have a friend who went to like a convention and got like a video that he swears was authentic that like where you really like see Marina Sirtis like get like really like kind of comfortable and like stuff like that, which I think she's awesome. So I'm okay with her. I think she's great cussing and all that stuff, but like that must be what he was talking about. Like this was back in like the convention like in the 90s, maybe the mid 90s or the early 90s. All right, BRB for real.
Okay.
Whatever it is probably was activated by the cold.
Oh.
I see where you're going. We dropped shit. Riker!
Okay, okay. Alrighty. Now share screen.
Whatever it is probably was activated by the cold. I see where you're going. We dropped shit. Riker! Shit. Yes.
We are receiving no shit.
You would not be upset to. I grew up on a.
Oh, well, they bleeped that one out. All right. Well, that was that was the shortened version of what I was looking for. There was a longer video where it's like more of that, but yeah.
Whatever it is probably was activated by the cold. I see where you're going. We dropped shit. Riker! Shit. Yes.
We are receiving no shit.
You would not be up.
Alrighty.
Holy shit! Was that Michael Dorn really? And was Patrick Stewart saying shit also?
Well,
Was that
you
was
could.
like
I
I
was
could
waiting for
hear
you to.
it. I
Okay, you
could
can
hear
hear
it.
it.
I couldn't see it.
You want me to play the whole thing again?
If it's okay, if you don't think it'll get any in trouble, yeah.
Oh
Like
no,
I'm
no, no! I
still.
don't think it will. No.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Go go.
Probably was activated by the cold.
I see where you're going. We dropped shit. Riker!
Shit! Shit! Shit!
We are receiving no shit.
Oh my god!
Oh, you didn't hear that one.
No, what is it? What did it say?
Hold on, I'll go back. You could very subtly hear her say "fuck." Hold on.
Fuck.
She
Oh,
says
fuck.
it. Hold on, I'll go back.
Look at how beautiful Marina Sirtis is. Look at her, even in blurry.
Yeah, she looks like Bejazel.
She's Vajazel. Oh my god, it's so true.
Okay,
Vajazel.
just listen to this for a second.
We are receiving no shit.
Upset too.
Look at. Did you see Jonathan Frakes?
Yeah, that was good. Good
So
stuff.
this was like originally only for the cast. That's brilliant. That's so funny.
And remember the thing you were talking about earlier about the original series bloopers?
Yeah, like yeah.
Hold on now.
Star Trek. Behind the scenes, starring Hugh Jackman and Captain James Kirk, commander of the Starship Enterprise.
Oh my god, it's like backwards. I remember this. What the hell's happening?
Female virtue.
What the hell? PJ, what is this?
Loved by all. Envied by some. True hero of the world of tomorrow. Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock.
I just want to interject and say that this particular thing was on a VHS of other
No,
bloopers that my
really?
dad had back in the day.
This is amazing. You uploaded this yourself?
No. This is the thing from. This was included on a VHS of different
Oh
bloopers.
my gosh, that's crazy.
So, but some of them were bleeped, and then like some were not. There's a show. There's an old western called The Rifleman, and you hear
Oh, I've heard
Chuck
of that.
Connor
I've
say-
heard of that.
You hear
Yeah.
Chuck Connor say like shit a lot, like in that. But yeah,
Loyal first officer of the Enterprise.
This is an insane bloopers video. I'd say.
You think you're a man? You're an overgrown jackrabbit. I don't know, for a hyperactive thyroid. Unemotional. Super intellect, the plants act as suppository.
Look at the lollipops. What's up with the lollipops? It's amazing. Oh, there's Vina. Can you just send me this link? I have to watch this like not through streaming service. This is great.
no.
Oh my
Do you want to watch this thing?
Yeah, it's like really good.
He just said fuck.
He did.
Promoter of physical fitness. More girls, I suppose you can turn up for something. And our supporting players, the Monsters.
Oh, Gideon. Look at that. There's Gary Mitchell. There's the Gorn. The Salt Vampire.
This is what it looked like on color TV back in the 70s.
I was trying to explain on my live stream discussion today that like people, the general audience didn't see it the way we're watching the pilot today. Like we see
Yeah.
a film negative, you know, like a film transfer into HD, and people didn't see it that way. They saw it like this. It
Yeah.
looked more like this, which is crazy.
Last but not
The girls. Last but not
girls.
least, the girls.
If I weren't gay, I would so be into Star Trek for the girls. The girls are great in Star Trek. All the girls are great in Star Trek. Star Trek had progressive, like liberated women, but that were sexy at the same time. Like I feel like Star Trek totally pulled that off, and this blooper thing, kind of, sort of, in a weird, crass way, shows that off.
Yeah.
And now to our story.
Who's that?
I have no idea.
That's so great.
Dr. Layton was murdered while the critics.
This is insane. What are we even watching right now? I can't wait to talk about this on our discussions of this show.
They're just bloopers.
So amazing. I love that this is preserved. Look at
That's
this.
the sun. That's
That's
the
the
sun.
sun. There's photo. I've never seen this video. This is amazing. Who is married to Dax, to Terry Farrell.
Yeah.
Adam, by the way, is the name. Adam Nimoy. And I don't know, is Terry Nimoy now? That I remember that. Is that the George Kirk episode?
Yeah, I think.
You mean to tell me
William Shatner is doing this show on History Channel, and I was tweeting about it tonight earlier.
How long is this video?
I feel like it's pretty long.
Oh, geez, it's very long. Yeah, okay.
I'm back now, by the way.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm
I
back.
know. Well, I've been talking to you. So, do you want to wrap it up there, or do you want to?
I want to go deeper into the Star Trek Lower Decks going to be a success thing. Like I'm really kind of convinced that it will be, but I don't know. Maybe I'm way out there in left field.
I'm going to give you a grim prediction.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Here's my.
Here's the grimmest prediction I'm ever going to hear in my life.
It's going to be chock full of little Easter eggs that fans will have a lot of fun looking at and picking out. And for that, it's going to respect canon in a lot of ways and previous Trek. And it could very well be like the best series since Enterprise. But who knows? I don't know. I just don't know. The trailer doesn't help me. It just doesn't help. It helps.
Didn't you just say when I was away getting a drink, you said you weren't enthused about Star Trek Picard, but you liked Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery is a better show than Picard in my opinion.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
No, not by like a long shot.
So by what I'm understanding, you're saying, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You're gonna say that Lower Decks is gonna be better than Discovery, but better than Picard, but not as good as Discovery.
I don't know, but I think it's gonna be just like okay. I'm not gonna get before I saw the trailer, like Sean really had me enthused about it. I'm like, yeah, Sean, this might be really good.
I wasn't paying attention to Lower Decks, but I started to because of Trek on the Tube, and I'm excited. I'm very hyped about it on my own, but it's true. Sean's hype got me into it.
Yeah, we just don't know yet, and we're gonna next Thursday.
No, I think it's gonna be brilliant.
Next Thursday, we're gonna see a scene from it or something.
It's a blast shield. Which scene do you think they're gonna show us? Is it gonna be a Faith of the Heart scene? You think we'll get a heart scene, like just to like appease this like heart beast that has arisen?
And well, they say it's going to be a scene from the first episode. I think it might be Tendi.
Her first coming aboard
and saying this is the greatest ship ever.
Yeah, interesting. Is the Cerritos available in Star Trek Online? Online?
Oh, I don't play video games really. I have no interest in Star Trek Online.
We
I
should
like
go on.
I like people
No, I
talking
feel
about
like you
the,
should. I feel
the
like you should have an interest in Star Trek Online.
no, I'm interested in the beta canon within it that other people talk about, but I can't play. There hasn't ever been a good there hasn't been ever been a Star Trek game I want to play.
Me
I want to
neither.
play I want to play like a I don't know, some kind of like, a story, linear story, or kind of like if they can do some kind of open world thing on a particular world for a particular mission that's like the whole game, like something on like Chronos or something. Like a,
Would it be like what's that thing everyone's Fortnite but Star Trek?
I guess, yeah.
Do you play Fortnite?
No, I'm not 12.
Are we able to broadcast if we were gamers, the two of us, could we broadcast it on stream? Like could we do a game thing?
I don't know about. I think you do that on Twitch.
PJ, I used to be obsessed with PewDiePie, but I recently was disillusioned by him. Someone like exposed me to some really like horrifying content that I don't know. I don't know how to like
Why
resolve.
does it always come back to this PewDiePie guy?
He's so amazing. Did you not love
God,
at some point you had to have loved PewDiePie.
no,
Never?
never.
You were always suspicious of him? Felix?
I never paid attention to him. He was like famous for like 2 or 3 years before I even knew who he
He's the
was.
most famous person on the planet. Next to probably
And
Kanye West.
and that's the saddest thing in the world.
I agree kind of now. I wanted to be the now I want to be the ninja of Star Trek. I'm like not into PewDiePie right now. I'm breaking this news to my audience on your channel, but I think I want to be the ninja of Star Trek. I used to say I wanted to be the PewDiePie of Star Trek. I also want to be the Nicki Minaj of Star Trek. It's getting late. I'm
Yeah,
getting yeah, I'm starting
yeah.
to make nonsense here on on the Starfleet Boy side.
We're both
Uh,
zoning out.
we're zoning out. I will say that I hold fast to I think that Star Trek Lower Decks is going to be a success. That's my final answer.
And I think it's going to be an okay.
I have a question for you. Are you in Orville? Do you watch the Orville?
Mm-hmm.
And do you love it? Are you a fan of it?
I am a fan.
Are you going to be scrutinizing Lower Decks based on your enjoyment of the Orville?
No, see, that's a problem with Orville and Star Trek versus kind of bullshit because they're not the same thing.
I
I
agree.
I noticed that some people hold the Orville up to a standard of, oh well, it doesn't look as good as Discovery. It doesn't have the production value. It doesn't have the doesn't try to create the sense of realism. It's too much like a '90s science fiction show.
In
Blah
my
blah blah.
tweets on Twitter, I did an analysis. The most antagonism I get from my Twitter engagers is whenever I Star Trek or Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek whatever new Star Trek, whatever you want to call it, Star Trek Picard, people start talking about the Orville as their preferred avenue for comedic Star Trek. And I just think that's interesting because the Orville's not even fucking Star Trek. This
Yeah,
is going to be our first avenue into comedic Star Trek. Lower Decks is the avenue in which Star Trek is reaching its first comedic representation. So
you
that's
know,
why I was,
I don't know what Seth MacFarlane thinks, but I understand that like he did create the show as a kind of love letter to TNG,
and I
but
feel it.
at the same time, uh, the show, if you pay attention to it, does try to go in its own direction and be its own
Agreed.
thing. And season 3 is apparently going to be like balls to the wall, like the
When is
best
that
one.
coming out? When is season 3 coming
Uh,
out?
20 probably late 2021
Oh, okay.
because they didn't complete it all the way. They didn't film it all the way yet.
I'm such a professional
But
sneezer. You never
here's
hear
the
my
thing.
sneeze.
here's the thing about the comparisons. It's like it's apples and oranges. You're trying to say that there's just like if you like Discovery, then you must hate the Orville. You can't like both. There's like this taking sides thing that I can't stand, and a lot of people do like a lot of different sci-fi shows, including the Orville, including Discovery, including Old Trek, New Trek, blah blah blah. But the thing about Orville is that it knows exactly what it is, and that's something I think Discovery and Picard kind of lack. They're kind of they're it. I think Discovery and Picard are too experimental for their own good. Like they don't know how to rein it back and like kind of uh, it's here's kind of a double standard I'll admit to. Like when Picard does the evil AI thing, right? People are like, oh, that's cliche. We've seen it a million times before. But then the Orville does the whole Cylon thing, evil robots, and it's done in a way where it's they're not complaining about that cliche because the Orville plays on sci-fi cliches. So when people
Those
complain about,
I
you know what I
like
mean?
yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like to me, the best episodes of the Orville are the ones where they're not like Star Trek at all. And I can only think of like one or two at this moment.
Bored is
Because
smoking.
yeah, like that
It's a
kind of
great
stuff.
episode.
Like yeah, that's a great episode. I think that the Orville kind of like as much as I enjoy it, like I'm like yeah, yeah, bro. Like Star Trek, that belongs to Star Trek. You should be doing that for Star Trek. Like Seth MacFarlane should have been Mike McMahon in a lot of ways. I think he should have brought a Star Trek. He's such a lover of Trek. Why didn't he do it?
I just
So I'm,
I
I think he had the clout, he had the power, he had the capital, he had everything you could possibly want to bring a Star Trek Seth MacFarlane show into fruition. And he didn't do it, and
he
so
pitched it. He tried.
but hey, whatever for whatever reason it didn't go through. And Seth MacFarlane, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
And I think
But
it might have to do something with the fact that the guy is considered, you know, politically incorrect. You know, Family Guy humor is coarse and it's harsh and
I think that's Star Trek's next move is they should bring Seth MacFarlane into. Wasn't he on
but that's the
Enterprise? He
thing.
was like an extra or something. Like he was like he played a part on Enterprise, right?
Yeah, but hold on 1 second. But, s- uh, a lot of people thought Orville was going to be Family Guy humor, and Seth
Right.
MacFarlane showed that he could do humor, but not in that kind of setting, right? But you're right. I just recently rewatched Enterprise, and he is an engineer on
Right. He's on
the
Enterprise, yeah.
NX-02, the Columbia,
And like by the
commanded
way,
by
I have
Character
mad
Commander.
props. I have mad respect for Seth MacFarlane because Cosmos, the new one with Neil deGrasse Tyson, is amazing and it like totally like exceeded my expectations and like I think of it as like a wonderful teaching tool. I intend to use Cosmos as my teaching tool for my godson and my goddaughter and my two godsons, godchildren, I should just say. I have a lot of godchildren. And I intend to use Cosmos as a teaching tool. I think it's like wonderful and that was like done Seth MacFarlane has Star Trek in his DNA, as was beautifully phrased in Nepenthe, and I would have he didn't say Star Trek in his DNA. What did he say? Data in your DNA. But anyways, all I have to say is Seth MacFarlane, what the fuck? Bring a Star Trek project to bear. We need you on the official Star Trek. That's it.
Yeah, No, that's never going to happen. Kurtzman Trek is going to be around for the foreseeable future.
Seth MacFarlane. There's no reason to believe that MacFarlane Kurtzman can't be a thing. It can totally be a thing.
Oh God,
Friendship. I'm all
yeah.
about friendship here. What if like Alex Kurtzman's like, dude, I really like Star Trek. I love Star Wars more. I just happen to be in a position to be like in charge of Star Trek and I need help. And Seth MacFarlane could bridge that gap. You know, I don't know anything about Alex Kurtzman, but I know he likes Star Wars more because I saw an interview where he was basically saying he loves Star Wars more.
Well, the thing about Seth MacFarlane is that he tried, and his
tried
solution,
and tried and died,
his
dude.
his solution to that rejection was to create the Orville, which is much more beloved than New Trek, and that's an undeniable fact. I know people who
I
like
don't think that.
I know people who like New Trek want to say that it's the best thing, it's the highest thing ever. But actually, if you look at the Canadian ratings, Discovery season 2 wasn't even in the top 30, and Picard did much better.
What?
Picard did much better in the Canadian ratings. It was always between like 15 and 20 something for its duration in the first season. So it was much more. It was much more watched in Canada than Discovery was. But those were the TV numbers, I believe. That's not the streaming views, so I don't know about that. But see, the thing is, there is much more positivity surrounding the Orville than there is Star Trek.
I think there was more of a fascination. I'm not gonna lie. Like when the Orville and Discovery season 1 were airing at the same time, I often would like watch an episode of Star Trek Discovery and feel like, oh, that's so like depressing. And then I would watch Orville and feel like, oh, that's what I really wanted to see on TV. So yes, I admit that for a while, when I was watching Discovery, I was just feeling more down, and when I watched the Orville, I would feel more up. So there's truth to what you're saying.
And that's where you got to understand the point of view of people who are frustrated with uh, newer Trek and
I do.
how dour it can be. But see, the creators always come out with these excuses like, well, especially with Picard, they're like, well, you got to. It's a 10-hour kind of thing, so you have to endure hours and hours of the nasty stuff to get to the hopeful ending. I'm like, that's not an enjoyable journey for me.
But the thing is that like it is like you have to. I think like the thing is that like for me. Oh
Discovery is
boy,
different. Discovery is a mix of serialization
we're
and actually has. If you look at Magic to make the sanest man go mad, that's
great
a really nice
episode.
episode.
It's a really great episode. It's true.
You know,
PJ, I think the thing about Star Trek Picard is like I can never be like an average person. I'm like extraordinary in the sense that that's a bad choice of word. I should say I'm weird in the sense that Star Trek Next Generation is so ingrained in like who I became as a person. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so like Picard, like as a character, and just I didn't. This is gonna say okay. I'm gonna probably like throw myself into a deep
Canceled.
canceled here,
You're
right?
canceled now.
But if all Star Trek Picard was Captain Picard like on his vineyard for like 10 episodes, I would have been into it. Like if he was just like crushing grapes, making wine, like cooking breakfast for his Romulan friends, I would have been like this is the best Star Trek ever. I admit it.
Hmm.
I don't know what that was. You that was genius. All right, I think I think I've extended my stay. You- you're like okay. That's
I,
you've just proven you're an insane person. I need to stop talking to
no, no, no. I like. It would have been interesting. It wouldn't have sold. That's the thing. It would have been. It would have been interesting to watch.
you. Number one, help me crush these grapes.
Don't be afraid to get barefoot.
Oh, I miss Beverly so much. I wish she would come around. Beverly, where are you, Beverly? Okay, canceled. Traveling Boys canceled.
We need two more projects announced by Viacom CBS in terms of Star Trek. We need the Worf show,
Yes.
where he commands the Enterprise.
Why can't we just get a new TNG movie? Can we just get a sign off like Star Trek 6? Can we get that? Is that a possibility? Is there a
Mm,
demand for that for the TNG actors?
We may not get another Trek movie in a theater for many years.
Wow. You think that is the Calvin time, dude? We're at 2 hours, but it's okay. Is the Calvin timeline dead, PJ? Is it done?
It was dead like literally 3 days after Beyond premiered, and I'm not even joking.
I'm so empty. Nobody knows
The first
how
weekend
dry
return,
I am.
first weekend return on Beyond was they knew it was over. They tried to, and what they tried to do was get Chris Hemsworth back because they thought it would reinvigorate the franchise
I
to have
think
father and son team up and blah blah blah, and
I
that
think
was,
that would have been an epic thing if Chris Hemsworth was in Star Trek
and you can never have Zach
again.
Quinto come back now with Ethan Peck Spock, and then you got it's
What do you mean? What does that mean? Wait, what do you mean you can never have Zachary Quinto's in the Kelvin timeline? He can come back as much as he wants,
no.
as
See,
much as they'll have him.
it's brand confusion because you've had one iteration of Star Trek with the Kelvin timeline, and this is completely different. This is another thing altogether, and you
So
should
you're saying
abandon that. Abandon the
Ethan
Kelvin.
Peck is the true Spock at the moment, and I am afraid I cannot argue with you on that. I love Ethan Peck's performance as Spock more than Zachary Quinto. More than as much as I love Zachary Quinto's performance, I love Ethan Peck's more.
Yeah.
All right, Starfleet Boy has to die now.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So
we're gonna end it because it's time. It's 4:30 in the morning here.
It's four. Is it four? Oh wow, you're way ahead of me. All right, I'm lucky. I still have time to fall asleep.
All right. We should do this again sometime.
I loved it. Thank you. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me. And if there's an audience at all, thank you for having us.
Peace and long life.
Joel on True.